Oi everybody, Juliana here. Welcome back to Bake Cook Travel. Today we are in our new kitchen. This is where you're gonna be seeing me from now on. Very different than before, but way better. More light, more space, and for sure, lots of new fun recipes to come. And for today's video, I thought it would be a good time to show you some key tools and equipment that are essential for you to have in your kitchen. I always say that cooking and baking is easy, but you should have the right tools. If you see any tools and equipment that you have to have, I've left a link in the description below where you can find everything. So, vamos! Let's get started. So let's start with knives. These are essential for any chef. If you're serious about cooking, you're going to want to think about getting your knife set upgraded. You need at least a chef's knife and a paring knife. Your chef's knife should be the right size for your hands, one that feels comfortable, light, and always sharp. A chef's knife you practically use all the time in the kitchen. A paring knife is perfect for small cuts, clean steams, and fruits. You can also use it a lot for some baking hacks. And a bread knife for sure. Don't forget to always keep them very sharp. After knives, the next thing we need are cutting boards. You definitely need at least 2 cutting boards in your kitchen, especially if you cook and bake. I like to have a big one just for big cooking and for the main proteins. This medium one for herbs and vegetables. And I keep this strawberry one just for pastry, cutting fruits, cheeses, and things that don't leave strong flavors. You don't want to cut some strawberries for a pie and have a garlic taste on them. Next you will need bowls. I would say you need many different sizes. You use them all the time for mixing, scaling, cooking, everything. You will always need some spoons. You need to be always tasting your food, and the spoons are great for that. Keep them in a container with hot water so you can use them while you're cooking. Also for basting your foods and serving, they're essential. I also recommend to have some wooden spoons. They are really good for stirring when cooking and baking. They don't scratch non-stick coatings like metal spoons. Don't react with the acid in foods like metal, leaving a metallic taste when this happens, and also it feels so much better on your hands. Spatulas. Oh, this one is one of my favorites. I have many, and also I like to separate them between the ones for cooking and the ones for baking. Sometimes you cook something really spicy or very strong like curry, and you don't want to have those flavors in your desserts. So keep them divided. I also think that having different sizes helps you a lot. Scraping that little bit of something in the corner of a container, it's really helpful. Whisks. These are essential for sure, especially for baking. You will be using this in most baking recipes. And cooking as well, for make some dressing, sauces and other things. A zester. You will want to add lots of fruit zest, cheese shavings, and you can also use for nuts. So this is perfect, and the best one is microplane. One thing that I really recommend that works perfect not just for fish, but also with pancakes and even eggs, is this fish spatula stainless steel. It makes everything easier to reach and doesn't break the food apart. A spider strainer for sure. If you like to deep fry, you gotta have one. Tongs. I like to have stainless steel and silicone ones. They're very handy and help sometimes not just to grab the food, but also adding safe in the pot. Trays, of course you need them a lot for all your baking and cooking. And a rack is also very good to have for cooling down your food, keeping the food warm in the oven, and also to keep the food crispy. Scissors, many people just use them for paper, but they're great in the kitchen. great for opening packs or sauces, and much more. Make sure you have one just for the kitchen, it's more hygienic. Deli containers and glass containers are great for storing food and also preserving. The glass ones are especially great for fermentation and jams. Some other tools that I really recommend are having some multi-use labels and a marker. This is great for organizing, but also to label your food to make sure you know what it is. Strainers are really important, especially when you're cooking with eggs. Sometimes you need to strain them. These are also great for steaming veggies and washing ingredients, making purees and lots more. So pots. Basically, we know that stainless steel is the best way to go, not just because it makes better food, but it also lasts for years. So a saucepan you will basically use all the time for cooking and baking. A medium size works for most situations. A saute pan, also very useful. I have these ones with a non-stick coating, but I'm getting a stainless steel one, which I think is better for some recipes. So it's good to have both. A stock pot, as the name already says, not just for stocks but also very good for stews and soups. I have this one which is a stainless steel with a non-stick coating, but I'm also getting one just all stainless steel. And for sure, if you really like to make that impression in your kitchen, you need to get cast iron pans. They last forever, give an amazing taste and work with almost any food, from steaks to even baked breads and pies. This little one can make some small desserts and also small breakfasts or meal. And I also have a larger one for make some meals, desserts recipes, and it's really good for deep frying. For a mixer, I totally recommend a KitchenAid mixer. They come in different sizes and colors, are strong, easy to use, and come with a wide range of amazing attachments like an ice cream ball or pasta maker. You can make all kinds of breads, cakes, cookies, almost everything. A hand blender with a mini processor adapter. Oh, this one is really one of the tools I use the most in my kitchen. It's amazing for baking and cooking. You can make sauces, purees, ground nuts, pasties, a ton of things. Of course, also a blender is really good, especially if you can buy a Vitamix one. It can literally turn stone into soup. I'll save this one for later. A precision cooker is a piece of equipment for sous vide cooking, which means cooking a bath of water. Sous vide provides precise temperature control so you can get the perfect cook. It allows great tenderness and deep flavors. I recommend the Anova brand. They have a very good app, and they also send you all the updates every week. Vacuum sealer. So this tool here goes hand in hand with your precision cooker because it allows you to get an airtight seal on your food so you can place it in the bath. It's also great to preserve your food for the longer term, saving you space when keeping the fridge or freezer. And last but maybe the most important, a scale. Please, I know cups and spoons can be super simple, but a scale really gives you the best accurate recipes, especially if you want to elevate your skills in baking and pastry. I always give both measurements here on the channel because the people really have asked for both, but I really prefer a scale. I think I've shown you some good stuff here to make your life in the kitchen easier and more efficient, so you can spend more time eating and less time cooking. So everybody, I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more amazing tips, recipes and food adventures. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Ciao!